Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to fix stripped out threads on a dirt bike frame. More specifically on this one, it's where the rear bolts go into the frame to hold your skid plate. I have an Enduro Engineering aluminum skid plate for riding out in the forest, lots of rocks and stuff. It's an aluminum frame and aluminum bolts, plus with the rocks and bottoming out. It's easy to get them stripped out. Any guys who ride really rough terrain have probably encountered this. So we're just going to use a thread repair kit. There's a lot of different ways to do this. You can drill, tap, and resize it to the next size up. My skid plate has a slot that specifically fits the 6mm, so if I were to do that, I would have to drill out the slot in the skid plate too, and this is just as easy. So it has these little coils, just any coil kit. Helicoil is the most popular. This is a fix-a-thread. I picked it up at Napa. So basically what we're going to do is drill it out with the specified drill size, the stripped out hole that is. Once you buy the tap kit specific to your bolts, this one's a 6mm with a 1 pitch or a 1.0 thread pitch. So once you buy it, when you get the tap, it'll tell you right on here what size drill bit you need, and it says 1/4 inch, so we have that. So we're going to drill it out, retap it, and insert the coil, and then our original 6mm bolts will fit, and we'll fix the damage. Alright guys, so here we are under the bike. It's kind of a weird camera angle, but here are my 2 stripped out bolt holes for the skid plate. So as always with any dirt bike repair, make sure that the working surface is clean. Just hit it with some contact cleaner or anything like that. Clean it off, get all the oil and stuff out of there. Alright, so now we're going to drill out the damaged thread. So we've got our 1/4 inch drill bit, and you really want to make sure you get this in as straight as you can. So this just drills out the damaged threads, clears them out to be retapped. Alright, so now we got it drilled out. With this being aluminum, it should go through without really any resistance at all, but just be careful, you know, go slow so you don't do any further damage. And now we're ready to tap and rethread our holes. This kit comes with a tool. It's got a receptacle there for your tap, which just goes in like that, and then also when it comes time to put the coil on, it doubles for that. So we'll just put the tap in and go ahead and rethread these. Again, you want to make extra careful that you're in straight, and go really slow with this when you're rethreading it. And if you have to, go in a little bit, back it out, go in. Again, just making sure you've got it real straight. On this frame, it doesn't go up too much, so it won't take long to get through. Even there, I'm all the way up through. Then you can just back it out. Slowly. Alright, so it's kind of hard to see on this camera, but we got our nice new threads in there. They go all the way up in. We'll repeat the process over on this side. And then we can go ahead and put our coils in, and we'll have new threads and ready to go. So you'll be able to tell when you get the threads all the way as far as you need to go on here, because it's pretty subtle, but you'll feel a bit of resistance as you're going up through. And then once you get all the way through, you'll feel a lot less resistance, and obviously you won't see as many metal shavings coming out, so it's not cutting any more threads. So then you know you're through and you can go ahead and back this out. All right, so on your coil, you'll see this, it's hard to see. On the end, you want that facing up inside, but that will fit into this groove here on your tool and allow you to turn it up in there. So you want to make sure you get it in there straight, and then just slowly start working your way in. Just screw it up in there. As you screw this in, it expands into the threads, so it actually locks it into place. And you want to go just past flush. So once you get it just inside of flush, then you're there. And after you put in the coil, we'll take a punch and knock out that little flat piece there, so you can get your screws up in there, because you don't want to leave it on there and then screw in your bolts and have it push the coils past where they're supposed to be. Alright, so actually on this tool, once you get them up in there, get the coil where you want to be to break that piece off. So these have expanded into the new threads by design, so you can't actually back them out. So if you put this tool back up in there and make sure you get that piece inside the groove, you'll be able to feel it. If you turn counterclockwise, as if you were going to try and back it out, you'll feel a bunch of tension on it, and eventually you hear that it'll break off. And I know you can't see it, but if you look up in there, it's broken off in there. So you don't really need to retrieve it on this part of the bike. It's not critical if there's a little piece of metal stuck up in there. If it's somewhere else, it may be critical, so just be careful with doing that. But if you're going to be doing it here where it's hollow up in there and there's nothing important in there, it doesn't matter if you got extra metal floating around in there. So we now have our threads repaired, got the coils in, and I'll put a bolt in just to show you. I'll put actually the original skid plate bolt in there just to show you, and then we can put our skid plate back on and we're good to go, ready to go ride. There you go. Nice snug fit. Perfectly fits your OEM part or OEM bolts that were on there. And now you have new threads. So simple as that. Try out this other one. Real snug, real straight. You can tell they've got a good fit. But there you go, guys. New threads, ready to go ride. Put the skid plate on and good as new. Thanks for watching.